Hi. Good evening, everyone. Would you all please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Here.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Here.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Here.
Councilman Marcocha?
Here.
Supervisor Calavita?
Here. Good evening. Our first matter on the agenda is a public hearing to consider the adoption of the Town of Eastchester 2025 calendar budget. And I'd like to get, if I could, please, a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, please call the roll and open the public hearing.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, before we get started with any comments, by law, I'm obligated to indicate the salaries of elected officials incorporated in the preliminary budget, which are as follows. Supervisor, $98,093. Council members, 4 of them at $22,000. Judges, 2 of them at $50,000. Receiver of taxes, $70,000. Town clerk, $87,605. And that we're obligated to disclose that information each time we have our budget hearing. And generally speaking, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn in a second, our controller, for her presentation, a lot of which I reviewed last meeting when we introduced the budget. But suffice to say, it was a long process. It's hopefully culminating this evening, and I want to thank the town board members for their input, thank the Lake Isle Advisory Board for their input, and of course, thank the controller and her staff who did a magnificent job. Ms. Donovan?
So turn that on. There you go. Hold on. Good evening, Supervisor Calavita and members of the town board. Not showing. All right, well, it's not showing up on the screen.
A nice picture, at least.
Sorry, it's a nice picture. Sorry, I know, it's supposed to be showing up. All right, hold on. I'll try it again. It showed up when I tried before. It worked. Oh, well.
All right, well, you know
Oh,
what you
wait,
do?
there you go. I'll just do it anyway without the screen.
Sure, go over the slides here.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Tonight's budget hearing is going to be short, just explaining our 2025 budget. The total town budget is, oh, there we go, $42,823,667, which represents an increase of $2,641,000 from the prior year. Let's see. The next screen just shows how much you would pay in taxes if you lived in the town and you're an Eastchester School District resident, which is about 14% of your overall, the town's part is 14% of your overall tax bill, and if you're in Tuckahoe, it's 20%, which is this screen here. And then according to section 283.361 of the Westchester County Tax Law, the town of Eastchester is required to collect taxes for the 2 school districts, the Westchester County Fire District, and each agency submits their warrant to us, and then we have to collect, and our town collection is at 98.6%, which is similar to the same percentage of last year. Some of the considerations in our budget was that this year's tax cap, it's the 13th year that we're in compliance with the tax cap. Moody's has also reaffirmed our AAA bond rating, and the New York State Comptroller's Office fiscal stress system gives us no stress. Another item I always like to do in the budget is tell you if you lived in Eastchester, Bronxville, and Tuckahoe, how much you would pay an average homeowner. If you're in Eastchester, you would pay an average of $27.79 annually or $2.32 per month. In Tuckahoe, it would be $14.28 annually or $1.19 per month. And in Bronxville, it would be $42.07 annually or $3.51 per month. Some other budget highlights, the health insurance increase, which is about 10% this year. The retirement system is like a very sore topic for us, but that's on another slide. I have a detailed presentation on that. Our sales tax and mortgage tax have been some changes a little bit. We're still trying to stay within our budget. And then the staffing, the CACA contract expires December 31st. I'll start negotiating with them soon. The PBA contract, we just finished negotiation. They just approved the memorandum last evening, and then we'll put that on the next meeting, and then the supervisor, town board, and judges have the same amount, same salaries last year. Our mortgage tax receipts for this year is $922,000. Last year it was $926,000, and the year before that it was $1.8 million. Sales tax is a really big number for us. We've got $5.4 million in 2022, $5.4 million in 23, and this year we're also expected to get $5.4 million. And of course, our favorite slide is the retirement system. So the town's obligation for 2025 is $3.9 million, where in 2003, it was $104,000. So it's gone up quite a bit over the last few years. And that concludes my presentation. Oh, one more slide, sorry. Employees, our employee staffing, we're down 26% from 2003. We're at 143 full-time staff members compared to 194. And now that includes the presentation.
Thank you. Just to add on that, I know you made the reference that the New York State Controller has indicated that we have zero stress, financial stress. That's because there's a lot of stress getting to that no stress level by making tough decisions and consolidating and sharing services and making sure that we are doing the best we can with the town of Eastchester taxpayer dollars. So there's no stress financially, but there's a lot of stress governmentally making that happen. Also, it is worthy to repeat that our retirement contribution was $770,000 more than the year before. That's a 24% increase. And, you know, it's getting very tedious and tiresome. Each year, this amount of money keeps going up, and we have no control over it. That is monies that we send every year to the state controller. He manages those dollars, and then whatever they're short for our next year's calculations, we have to make up every year. So it's not like we have any control over it. I suspect we would do a much better job if we were able to manage those pension funds ourselves. But unfortunately, we're not in that case. There's been a lot of posturing back and forth about it, but regrettably, the state is the state, and we are victim to their malfeasance or nonfeasance when it comes to garnering good interest rates. But we'd also had our Lake Isle Advisory Board meeting, and we have some very modest increases for Lake Isle. We've enjoyed a very good year last year. We're anticipating a very good year coming up. A lot of new amenities will be going in shortly, and it's been working out very well for us at Lake Isle. Also, something to mention is that our debt service and our ratios, I should say, of reserves to debt service is very good. We have a very healthy fund balance. We always, wrestle between how much to pull down and how much to levy. In this case, we generally err on the side of using our reserves so as to keep the levy down. So, this, over the last 5 years, we have averaged less than 1% tax increase on the town outside budget, which is our big budget. It's 4 times the size of the town-wide budget, which includes the 2 villages. So we've done a very good job in that regard, and I want to once again, thank Dawn and her crew for putting together an excellent budget. And this all starts in August with department heads and multiple meetings and getting them to sharpen their pencil, and we consolidate and we, try to tighten up our belt wherever we can, and it's worked out pretty well so far. But thank you, Dawn, for your time and your energy. You did a great job. Okay, anyone from the public here to speak on the budget only, the budget? Okay, moving forward then, would someone care to make a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobi?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Marcocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Calavita?
Aye. Okay, board members have any comments?
Yeah, I do.
Mr. Marcocha?
I would also like to thank our town supervisor, Dawn Donovan, our supervisor, town supervisor, and our entire staff for working so diligently to make this budget possible. This budget marks the 13th straight year that Eastchester will deliver a budget within the 2% tax cap. We have all been working hard to deliver a realistic budget which absorbs increases in health insurance premiums, which are right around 10% increase, and an extraordinary large increase to the New York State pension system, the contribution that we make, which Supervisor Calavita was just referring to. We also maintain Moody's AAA rating, which is key to keeping our borrowing rates low. I believe this budget is fiscally responsible. It helps preserve and maintain essential municipal services and our quality of life. In addition to paving roads and replacing sidewalks, which we do year after year, we were also able to undertake the redevelopment of Leawood Park at a substantial cost, but it looks absolutely beautiful, and our residents will be able to enjoy that for years to come. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes,
I'm
Sheila?
sorry, yes,
course.
thank you. Don, I would like to thank you, of course, and all the department heads, supervisor, I know, and George Lake Isle. Everybody, a lot of people work very, very hard. I don't want to repeat everything that everyone has already said, and I know I say it every year, that we talk about the things that we did, but it's also the things we didn't do, right? We could have raised taxes significantly. We could have gone over and above the 2% tax cap, but have stayed in it now for the 13th year. I think that's commendable. It could have been an exercise in creative writing and gimmicks, but it's not. It never is. It never has been. The supervisor of this town board is not about that. I also wanted to just underscore, and I know Tony talked about, and you talked about the pension, but it's a significant conversation that, you know, the state asked for an additional $900 million back in the spring, and asked that to be spread across all of the municipalities. And so it's, you know, a couple of factors. It's not just, you can call it mismanagement of funds, but it's also a lot of the pension sweetening, the benefit sweetening that's going on. And I can say that because I think, you know, I'm in the pension, a lot of us are in the pension, but it's gotten to a point where it's unsustainable. And I think we might actually just be at the tip of the iceberg. So they're talking about now making it so retirement can be 55 as opposed to 62. That's going to be literally a whack to the taxpayers of not 900 million, $100 billion down the road, and that's coming. So I think it's something we need to be aware of. It is absolutely unsustainable. I don't know what the municipalities are going to do. They're not going to be able to stay within the tax cap. So it's just a conversation that is to be had probably many more times. So that being said, I want to thank you again for the hard work you did on this budget.
Okay. All right, so then, I guess at this point, it would be prudent to ask for a motion to adopt the 2025 budget.
So moved.
Second?
All right, please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye. Next, we have opportunity to address the board on a specific agenda item. Being no, we'll move forward to approval of the minutes of the November 19th, 2024 Town Board meeting and the November 25th special Town Board meeting with the Lake Isle Advisory Board on our budget hearing for Lake Isle. Any modifications or amendments?
No.
No, there being none, someone care to make a motion to approve same as submitted?
So moved?
Second?
Please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye. Next, we have reports of departments, boards, and commissions. Law Department report, Mr. Rader.
Yes, good evening. First, I have a resolution authorizing the settlement of a claim by Ashley Green against the town of Eastchester in the amount of $1,553.95 for damages sustained to Mrs. Green's vehicle by a town vehicle on December 6, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye.
Okay, next, I have a resolution authorizing the settlement of a claim by Shuntaro Kamakami against the town of Eastchester in the amount of $2,012.13 for damages sustained to Mr. Kamakami's vehicle by a town vehicle on November 12th, 2024.
So moved?
All right, second, please call the roll.
Councilman Giacobbe?
Aye.
Councilwoman Nicholson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Marcotte?
Aye.
Councilman Markocha?
Aye.
Supervisor Colavita?
Aye. Years ago, when I was on the town board, we compelled the highway department to take defensive driving courses in anticipation of lowered accident rates. And actually, for the 6 months after that, accidents went up after the course was taken, if you can imagine. Anyway, but we have no miscellaneous business. That moves us over to council member reports. Councilman Markocha.
Thank you, Supervisor. Just one quick thing. It's actually Con Edison, some tips to lower your energy bills. And you can see these on coned.com. The first is to lower your thermostat. Each degree over 68 degrees can increase your energy usage by 3%. The second is to consider cold wash for your washing machine. Switching your temperature settings from hot to cold can cut energy use in half for washing one load. And then the third is to keep ducts and vents clean. Your heating system will run more efficiently, and it might last longer as well. And like I said, these are from Con Edison. There's more tips. This is just an example of some, and they're kind of pushing this now with the cold weather and the high energy usage season ahead of us. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Nicholson.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. I have an announcement on behalf of the Eastchester Environmental Committee. They are having the Green Medallion Award celebration on Thursday, December 12th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at Broken Bow Brewery. This year, they're honoring James Jimmy Luciano and the mothers out front, Southern Westchester. Eastchester Environmental Committee has planned an Environmental Achievement Award program that recognizes individuals and businesses, community groups, students, government entities, or other organizations that conduct or participate in activities that benefit the community environment. So come out and celebrate, again, Thursday, December 12th, from 6 to 8. There'll be free food, no entry fee, and cash bar. I'd also like to share today, I had the pleasure of stopping by at the craft event, and I received a beautiful little drawing from one of the participants, and it was a very successful event. I give a big shout out to Sally and her team for doing, there was a nice crowd there, and the kids were enjoying their artwork and making coasters. So, and that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Marcotte.
Thank you, Supervisor. I just wanted to give a shout out for the Tuckahoe Snow Angels because it's that time of year again. We have multiple requests right now. We're looking for angels to help out on Huntley, on Joyce, on Andrew, as well as Highview. And I'm sure, as you know, whenever there's a snowstorm approaching, I know my phone, Councilwoman Teresa Nicholson and former trustee Gina Lee are scurrying to get snow angels to help those who are either, need assistance temporarily or for the long run. But if you know someone, or if you're a child or a student who wants community service, it's a great opportunity to do that. You can reach out to myself through the supervisor's office or Councilwoman Nicholson, or you can reach us on Tuckahoe Snow Angels at yahoo.com. And just the program works when we can match a participant or someone who needs the assistance up with someone who's willing to shovel snow. It is a great program, but we do need volunteers. So I just want to put that out there again. That concludes my report, Supervisor.
Thank you. Councilman Giacobbe.
Thank you, Supervisor. This reminder, this Sunday, December 8th, from 11:30 to 2 p.m. is our Winter Festival and Santa Stop. We're going to have live music this year by FDR Drive. We're going to have inflatables, crafts, food trucks, and Santa will be there again. And just some comments on the budget. This was the first year that I was involved in this process from the beginning. I come from the financial services sector, so the first meeting when I got sworn in last year, I met with Dawn and Bing, went right up to your office and started this process, learning it from front to back. So thank you, both of you, for kind of teaching me the whole process and seeing how it's done. And, besides saying thank you to all you and all the department heads and all 143 employees, I was going to say I'm pretty impressed with the whole process. I come from the corporate world where we have one goal of raising money as high as you can go and keeping costs down. The common denominator here in local government, we keep our costs down, but we want to keep the profits low, which is pretty much the tax dollars. So it's not easy doing what you do, doing what all the departments do, and all 143 employees. So kudos to all of you. And, I watched how all our employees and department heads and the town board and supervisors watch over the tax dollars this year. And, it's impressive. There's really ownership of the tax dollar. Everybody treats every dollar as if their own. And a lot of it goes back to the small things. As I walked around the town for the last year, when I walked into the highway department for the first day, I thought I walked into like a NASCAR shop, how everything is done in-house. Little things like that, how we take care of our own trucks, saves millions of dollars this year. And I went downstairs, see how our police cars are getting taken care of, how it's all done pretty much in-house, all our oil changes are done in-house. That saves millions of dollars every year, and that goes down, that saves the taxpayers money. A couple weeks after I did that, I actually was in a car dealership getting my car serviced, and I saw one of our neighboring cities, and I saw about 5 police cars there, and I said, what are these police cars here for? They go, oh, they're getting their oil changes. So I was, things like that is how we save a lot of money for the taxpayers, and And that's how you see it in the bottom line. And besides all that, we really improved this town greatly this year. Between what we did at Leawood Park, we did a brand-new playground at Garth, brand-new playground at Chester Heights, Leawood, and all that, so, and all of the irrigation system at Lake Isle. So thank you to everybody. That's it.
All right, for my own report, just want to mention that on Friday, December 6th, the Westchester County Department of Senior Services and Programs will have its annual Senior Hall of Fame Awards Luncheon. And this year, I'm proud to announce that the honorees are Judge George McInnes from the Village of Bronxville, Judy Blau and Vito Pinto from Eastchester, and Nancy Hyde-Nord from Tuckahoe. And they're four very spry seniors that are representing this town and are very deserving of the Hall of Fame status as senior citizens. And I want to also wish a happy birthday to my son Matthew and my daughter Olivia. They're both coming up. The oldest and the youngest are both in the same week. So happy birthday to them. Anyway, that brings us to the second opportunity to address the board. Mr. Sweeney, good to see you, Frank. I need to talk to you when we're done, too. I got to run something by you.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to address the board. It's our annual tree lighting in the North End. It's going to be Sunday, the 8th, at 5 p.m. at Racino Park. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, which is the Brook Street Deli, who takes care of us with the hot chocolate and the bagels and the goodies for the small children. So I just want to invite everybody, if you're available on Sunday evening. It's a very short presentation, and we should be out of there in 15, 20 minutes.
Is the big guy coming?
He's coming. He'll be there.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank. Appreciate it.
Tony.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point, yeah. Saturday, December 7th, at 7:45, in front of Town Hall, will be our annual Pearl Harbor Remembrance Ceremony. And our veterans will be there. Anyone wants to drop by, you're more than welcome. It's always a very good ceremony, and, you know, we do that so that nobody forgets and everybody remembers, just like we do our 9/11 program, just like we have Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and July 4th, and all the other important holidays throughout the course of the year. So Pearl Harbor, 7:45, in front of Town Hall on Saturday the 7th. All right, anything else? Someone care to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks.